Hello, I'm Chrissy, or Crystal, Chrissy, short for Crystal. I've been offline for 2 days. Basically, I've been battling tinnitus. Tinnitus is a disabling condition. Several people have committed suicide. It's basically a noise in your ear that is continuous and will not go away until either you find out what's causing it or several people have lived with it for 20 to 30 years. I started getting this last Thursday when I came out of the dentist. Dr. Lupin had told me a week previously that he'd been suffering from pulsating tinnitus, which is basically it feels like you can hear a heartbeat in your ear, one ear or both. At the moment I'm suffering from tinnitus in my left ear, and it is horrible. It's like, to me it sounds like when the telly has gone all fuzzy and it goes well, I've got that constantly in my left ear at the moment. Now I'm going to do this in 2 stages. I've been offline for 2 days because it's depressed me and it's annoyed me and it's really, really infuriating. I couldn't stand it yesterday. My mum and dad were due to pick me up at 11 o'clock in Dad's silver Mercedes in Old Road car park, and I couldn't sleep very well Sunday night, so I was up and down trying to not bang my head against the wall or scream, and I was up at 5 in the morning wandering about, wondering what to do, so I thought I'd go to the doctors. And I mean doctors, not a nurse, doctors. Because nurses aren't licensed to dispense what doctors can, and they don't have a doctor's knowledge. So the usual procedure, waiting outside Boots the chemist. I was outside at 7:15 Monday morning yesterday. Walked into town with this horrible noise, distressing noise in my ear. The Pentagon Centre doors were open in Chatham, and this time there was no Polish guy called Jack. There was a Beverly lookalike, and he was a man. He was a male Beverly lookalike with long grey hair, Beverly's glasses, and a really tight pair of light pale shorts. And he was sat with his large woman called Jane. And there were 2 or 3 people sat on the bench, and they were not queuing up outside Boots. I stood up and queued outside Boots. And this Beverly lookalike man looked at me as if like I'd pushed in. And I knew there were people sat there, and I knew they probably weren't well, so if they were first in the queue, that was fair enough. There was no argument. I just stood there in distress, staff going in and out as usual. Finally, a big male receptionist comes out and gives me a card with number 3 on it. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was card number 1. So this time I was number 3. The male Beverly lookalike, I'm first. Well, we all knew that, and I wasn't bothered, so he got the first card. We go in, give the receptionist, a new young receptionist with glasses, my card, and she went, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "Well, I've got something wrong with my ear." "Do you want to see a doctor?" I said, "Yes." So first of all, I put myself in, went to the laboratory, and then this name flashed up on the screen in about half a second, and nobody saw it. And it was my name, and I didn't know because I didn't see it. It just went on and off like that. And then about 2 minutes later, this man comes out, and he's a nurse. He's a nurse, and he calls me Crystal. So I go into this room with this nurse, and I tell him I'm in quite a bit of distress and pain. And then he tells me that I need to see a doctor. And I said, well, I'm not going out there and queuing out again, because I just told the receptionist I wanted to see a doctor. I didn't ask to see a nurse. So then he sat down and he examined that ear and he examined that ear, and he said, there's nothing wrong with your ears, Crystal. They're the clearest ears I've ever seen. And I thought, well, you know, my ear feels blocked. It doesn't feel right. There's something wrong. And he said, as for your pain, you need to see a doctor. And I just said, look, I queued up to see a doctor, and now I'm seeing a nurse. So he asked me lots of questions, like the police used to do when they came round to Victoria Road and to the flat and to the Command House pub when I was allegedly raped. He sat down with a little piece of paper. What's wrong with you, Crystal? And I said, I've got pain in my ears, I've got pain in my face, my ears blocked. He said, did you have an operation on your ears as a child? And I said, well, I can't remember, I don't know. And then basically he went through all my notes, read everything. His name was Simon Collins, because I've been talking to, before I got this tinnitus, I'd been talking to my friend Simon from Scotland in my flat for about 2 weeks on and off. So this guy was called Simon Collins, this nurse. And I've basically been given 50 cocodamol tablets, and I've been told, be careful, they make you drowsy. And I've been told to take this mometasone furoate 50 micrograms dose of nose spray. It's not for earache, it's for your nose. So I have to spray this steroid spray 4 times up my nose for 7 days and see if that gets rid of tinnitus and a pulsating pain and throbbingness in my ear. Basically, I took this yesterday. It ran down my nose and down the back of my throat and burnt me. I've now got a searing pain in my chest, which feels like I'm burning, on top of the tinnitus, which has not gone away. I still believe it's dental related. I believe I've got an infection somewhere that's not gone away, and it could lead to sepsis and death, because nobody is taking me seriously. Last night I wanted to scream and shoot myself in the head, and I'm going to go on to part 2.